How do I count again?
Wow.
I've got to strive for something.
You sound
5.
tired. Okay.
I gotta advance. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay. Countdown. So. What's up, guys? This is Joev14 and I am here with
Mesonak from the TTV podcast.
and
Jeyo from the Triple I podcast.
Yep.
You do sound sort of tired or sick or
Yeah,
something.
what's up with you?
No, I'm just exhausted, and yeah, I think I am actually kind of sick.
Well then.
It's such a long story, and it has to do a lot with this past week, and it's been very exhausting. Going
What's
off
on the table today?
Well, I've got a sandwich.
Wow. Not
You want it?
literally.
No, actually, literally, I have a sandwich right next to me.
Wow. You're cool.
Uh-huh.
I had food earlier.
It's salami and turkey and
Wow.
cheese.
You're hardcore.
Uh-huh. Yep. Only the best for me. So, with that joking aside, I believe the first bit of business is something we should have probably done last week because it was Monday last week, but Star Wars. Wait. Segment 1, Star Wars Battlefront by DICE being released. Now, they keep stressing this. It's not going to be Battlefront 3. It is Battlefront. It's basically, it's essentially a remake of the original Battlefront with their own touches to it, because they don't want to seem like they're adding to the first two. They want it to be like a whole new start over thing.
They're probably gonna take the franchise in a completely new direction and make their own sequels.
Well,
So
as
it
long
is
as
essentially
they have,
a reboot.
as long as they have Bespin still.
I imagine if they don't, then there will be a community creating custom maps. The community online on GameSpot is currently starting to die down because it's been a while since stuff's come out, and 2005 was when Battlefront 2 came out, and it'd be nice to have this new game because I have a feeling it's going to kick up stuff on there again, and I guarantee there'll be custom maps. So if they don't release Bespin with it, they'll probably make a custom map.
Very likely.
So what do you
Here's the
guys?
deal with Battlefront.
What did you say,
Okay.
JL?
What?
What were you gonna say?
I wasn't going to be saying anything, just acknowledging it. I don't know much about making custom maps, to be honest. How do people do that?
They
Well,
basically just take items from other environments, and sometimes you can actually create your own, and you just group them all together and place them the way you like it, and then the most difficult part is not making the map itself, but programming the AI so they don't get stuck, because pathfinding is a huge problem. If you don't set the pathfinding, like, the AI will get stuck behind a wall or something and won't be
So
able
you
to
have
do
to
anything.
you have to code it as well.
Yeah,
yep.
the AI and pathfinding and stuff like that is the most difficult. The actual map making is pretty simple because it's just setting it up the way you like it.
Pretty
Mm.
much.
But
Actually
yeah,
sounds pretty cool.
it is a lot of fun. I tried making one once, but I just couldn't get the pathfinding to work. All the AIs were getting stuck on one wall. Yeah.
Here's the deal with Battlefront. It's like For those that have played the Battlefield first-person shooter series, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say this. There's a lot of concern going around, like, oh, they're just gonna reskin Battlefield to be Battlefront, because Battlefield and Battlefront are very similar games. Just one's obviously military, one's Star Wars. They both are very large scale, featuring vehicles, lots of objectives. It's the concern is that this company is just gonna quote unquote dial it in and just make a new game called and they just call it Battlefront, but they're trying to assure everyone, no, we're not gonna do that. We respect this series. We're gonna treat it right. The fans are gonna love it, etc. And personally, I would put stock in them to create a good Battlefront game. I've played a lot of their games, and they know what they're doing.
Now,
They're
to be
very
honest,
competent.
Battlefront isn't really a very storyline involving game. It's mostly just go around and do stuff. So it wouldn't be the end of the world if it's just a reskin Battlefield, because it's...
What is Battlefield?
Battlefield is a first-person shooter military video game.
It's tied with Call of Duty as the most popular military first-person shooter in the world.
Yeah, I have heard of Call of Duty.
The difference between Call of Duty and Battlefield: Call of Duty's small scale, Battlefield is large scale. Huge maps, vehicles, helicopters, jets, etc., etc.
I see.
But like I was saying, it wouldn't be the end of the world if it's just a reskin Battlefield, because...
No, it would not.
It would be Star Wars, because so long as there's no storyline, I mean, if they're going to add a storyline, obviously they have to make it more Star Wars-y, but it'd be just amazing.
This is 2013. They're probably going to add in a storyline of some sort. But it will obviously not be the predominant
focus. As long as it's not connected to the Clone Wars series or anything like that, or the new movies.
Battlefront Clone Wars.
But they actually had a video of like gameplay that looked like it was clones. It was weird.
That was like a pre-rendered cutscene.
I don't know. It looks a lot like the Elite Squadron for the DS. It was Battlefront Elite Squadron. It looked a lot like that. In fact, it might have been. I haven't played the game, but I've read some stuff online about it, so that's kind of irrelevant. What I'm interested in seeing is whether or not they keep all the things that they were going to do before, like whether they'll have ground-to-space battles, if they're going to have, what was some of the other things they said they were going to do? There were a lot of things they said they were going to do, but the most exciting, in my opinion, is the ground-to-space battles, because there's just nothing more cool than being able to fly off the face of a planet and join in a battle in space. That's just so cool.
Yep.
It's something that's not really done.
You just have to know where to fly. Because there might be several battles all over the planet.
Yep.
But I'm sure your map will direct you there.
Yeah.
Better likely.
I hope they keep up with what they originally promised. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I'll be too pleased with the quality. I mean, obviously they're going to do the graphics amazing. They're going to do a fantastic job with the art and the programming, but the question is, are they going to introduce something newer? Because we've already seen pretty much, we've done space battles and ground battles, and everything from capture the flag to control point in Battlefront 2 already. So are they going to add some new things to it, or are they just going to spiff up the graphics?
They are going to add new stuff to it. I fully believe this, 100%. This is not a remake. This is a reboot of the series. And obviously, yeah, they're going to put their own spin on things. However, if there is a developer I trust to do it right, it is DICE. And I think whatever they do, it's going to be for the better. I have faith.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. I rest easy knowing that the series is in the hands of them, rather than some other companies I could mention.
Like EA.
Like, well, it is under EA.
Technically, you're right, but...
Okay.
Has there been... Did LJ go to E3?
What?
Did LJ go to E3?
Did LJ go to E3? No,
Yes.
LJ did not go to E3. We watched it on live stream.
Okay, were there any other news on games? Like, did they mention anything about 1313? Or
Nothing else about Star Wars.
alright.
Literally nothing. Battlefront was the only thing.
And that was actually what they showed was pretty puny. It was like a 30-second clip of a guy running around on a hawk about to get stepped on by an AT&T.
Pretty much.
Pretty impressive, though. It was pretty impressive, but it's still very short, very limited.
More details to be revealed later.
I'm also interested to see when the whole Clone Wars thing starts up, because we're already halfway through the summer, and they haven't brought up anything else for it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen the 2 trailers, but aside from that, they haven't talked about it at all.
Not
and now
at all.
that they're getting into Renegade, or not Renegades, Rebels, I imagine they have to finish this up pretty quick.
Yeah. At this point, 1313 is dead, pretty much, until
That's
it gets
a shame.
revitalized sometime in the future.
At least Battlefront 3 is back, though, aka just Battlefront. Yeah. I'm still not used to that, because when I say Battlefront, I think the first Battlefront game.
Yeah. I'll probably still refer to it as Battlefront 3, to be completely honest. There's no harm.
Battlefront 1B. Or 1A.
Wow, just what?
Or 1-up.
No, just no. Okay.
Alright, segment 2. This is pretty brief. Let me grab you guys a link. So, a couple of weeks ago, there were some pictures shown of a transparent blue retaliator stock for Nerf. Now, there is currently not a transparent blue retaliator stock on any guns, so that leaves us to speculate. Could it be a clear series, clear elite series? Could it be part of a new gun? Because they've been doing a few clear things, like the Rapid Strike has a clear clip, or it could be possibly an attachment for a Super Soaker, because they tend to do transparent Super Soaker stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like the style of most transparent guns. I mean, usually when Nerf guns are transparent, they're just clear. They're not tinted blue or anything like that.
I think that leans towards the fact that it's elite series. Nerf guns are blue.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think it is? Do you think
I am not entirely sure. This is interesting.
It's a possibility, of course, but I don't think I can form an opinion yet.
I'm not really sure what to make of this, to be completely honest. And
although the stock doesn't look very practical to me.
Yeah, I know, right? I was just about to say. What is this?
I've actually tried using it, and yeah, it's not very comfortable. Not that it matters.
They covered up the area where you might be able to put a clip. They just added some orange support tube things.
It's more
get in the way.
The reason why it's interesting is because it might be attached to a gun that may be coming out, which is nobody cares about the stocks.
Yeah, I must echo what someone said in the comments. The translucent blue suggests Super Soaker.
Have there been trans blue Super Soakers in the past?
I don't know.
There have been Super Soakers, and they have had stocks, so it's definitely a possibility. And
any trans blue ones?
What I'm thinking also is, no offense to Hasbro, but they've been making some pretty crappy Super Soaker guns lately. Like, they only shoot like 15 to 20 feet, which is pathetic compared to their foam dart line. So
no offense, but your guns are crappy and pathetic.
I'm wondering if they're gonna step up their game and try to like create a sort of elite Super Soaker series, and that could also be a possibility. It would make sense because their Super Soaker line is kind of failing at the moment.
Yeah.
This stock also suggests maybe a sniper rifle or something, because of the way the part that connects to the back of the gun is above, the actual stock part of it.
This
So it would
stock
be
is
up
already out on another gun.
closer to your head, eyes more.
Jeyo,
Yes.
this stock is already out on another gun. It just doesn't come in the transparent color.
Ah. Which gun?
The Retaliator, the upgraded version of the Recon.
Oh. Then
Intriguing.
I don't know if they'd use that for a Super Soaker then.
Yeah.
I know that they have used similar stocks, like the one they used on the Raider CS35. They used some variation of that for a Super Soaker, but not the exact one. The exact same one.
Yeah.
So it probably is a transparent Elite series.
Yeah, more likely than anything at this point.
Okay. And I actually have one third segment that I wanted to show you guys.
Okay.
This new thing came out. It's called Tek Recon. It's essentially it's supposed to be like a competitor for Nerf, and I'm actually quite impressed with how well they're doing.
Whoa.
It's very close to Nerf, but it's really cool, and it's also very affordable.
That looks pretty shway.
And it's green and black.
Epic.
Those look great.
What are those? They shoot little orange discs?
They're supposed to be like little rubber bands. There's a stick that will come down and pull it back, and it'll launch it. It uses rubber band motion, and they're made out of a material that won't snap like a normal rubber band would after a long time. So the ammo can be
they actually have magazines, that you can put in the handle.
One has the handle, one has a clip in the front. Yeah. I'm pretty impressed by this. And these started by 2 engineers that had the idea of, is it possible to compete with Nerf? And they went from like 0 all the way up to where they're at right now, and they're actually getting tons of feedback, and people are really impressed by it, and they've done amazing. And it's been like, I think they've only been out for working out for 5 months, and they're already starting to compete with Nerf. It's pretty impressive, and I think it's actually pretty amazing.
Those do look a lot like Nerf guns in the general design, the shape of the handle, the tactical.
They're also very cool
thing
looking.
On top, and the clips themselves resembles Nerf.
Wow, Joe, you're just a great contributor. Jeyo's going on about how cool he thinks they look in detail, and you say they're also pretty cool looking. Expert level breakdown.
They're pretty cool looking. What I was gonna say is, most competitors of Nerf don't have very good looking guns. They have terrible gaudy paint designs. They look totally unrealistic. It's totally obvious it's a toy and looks something you should have in the hands of a 3-year-old. But these actually look amazing. I could go around with this and not be embarrassed about having a toy gun.
Yeah. Aesthetically, they look great. It's just the ammo I'm a bit undecided on.
They actually hit around 75 feet, which is the same as Nerf's Elite line at the moment.
That's good.
And the ammo's a lot less expensive too. Packets are. It's a lot easier to replace them.
The choice of colors is also really cool. Got that metallic bright green with the streaks of black.
Yeah. And gunmetal.
Cool. What?
And gunmetal.
Yeah.
Gotta get that gunmetal.
But still, they bear a lot of similarities to Nerf guns.
Yeah.
In the
and yet
stock
they're still their own thing.
Yeah, I guess. Kind of like Lego and Mega Bloks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except Mega Bloks are stupid.
Never looks cooler than Lego, right?
So if someone were to actually someone in my household or someone else were to buy one of these, I'm sure I would go buy one and use it. My main problem being, is it exciting enough that other people are going to do it? Because obviously you can't really play alone. I mean, I could use them in a Nerf war without other people having them, the same way I tend to use my Vortex disc guns, because most other people don't have them, but I still am able to use them, so I could do that.
I think there's a chance hardcore enthusiasts in this particular genre of entertainment would find themselves purchasing some, but if it comes down to a choice, if from the casual consumer between this and Nerf, people are probably still gonna go with the Nerf.
Yeah, but it's just because everyone already knows about Nerf and
Exactly.
they're iffy. Is this going to be as cool as Nerf? So I'm hoping they do well and that it gets enough media and press and stuff because it's just, in my opinion, it's just as cool as Nerf.
Yeah. I'm in agreement there.
And I would totally go buy one of these if they actually end up on the shelves. But another thing is, will stores agree to put them on the shelves if they're not sure they're going to sell well?
Yup.
At the current moment, you can only buy them online directly from the guys who made them.
Well then.
So here's hoping it actually does well. Also, a big thing that they do is they have this app you connect to the top rail. It's similar to the Nerf tactical rail thing, and I'm not sure I like that. I certainly don't like Nerf's design because it's just, I don't know. There's just something about it. I don't like the idea of bringing video games into the real world. If you're gonna play a video game, do it inside.
I agree.
Keep the real world to yourself. But I'm not sure if this could do well with that. I mean, if it acts as basically just a scope or something like that, it might be cool. Like maybe the same concepts as laser tag. But if it turns the real world too much into a video game and it's meant to like just shoot like something on a screen, then it's not gonna be fun. But if it kind of just combines it, I think it could do well.
I am in agreement with you there on both aspects.
I personally don't have an iPhone or an Android, so I obviously wouldn't be able to use it. But
you gotta get one, man.
Yeah, same.
Hmm?
I don't have them either.
I'm not sure. I might be interested in seeing how it works, but I probably won't get one. I'm also interested to see how many people actually use the app, or if they'll just kind of stick towards this just by itself.
Probably just not use it too terribly much, if you want my honest opinion.
I'm also interested in seeing the prices. Is it going to be around the same prices? I can imagine that pistol probably being maybe $15 and the rifle being maybe 30.
They've got to stay competitive as far as prices go, so
I'm wondering if they're going to kick up the prices really high. I hope not, because
they have to. I look at it this way. They're the people that are going to be struggling to establish themselves. Too high of pricing is going to discourage sales. They have to stay competitive, so it'll probably be comparable to Nerf.
True.
If they were smart, they'd make them a bit cheaper to draw in bigger crowd.
And then there's, of course, the
they
extra
come up with more original names. Wasn't the Vulcan originally called the Havoc? Or something?
That is a long story that I don't want to get into.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm also interested in the clips, whether or not they'll be sold separately, and the ammo, how that'll work and how the pricing will go for that, because obviously extra clips and ammo and attachments are helpful.
Obviously.
I think that pretty much wraps everything up. Oh, one more thing. We can cheer because actually last week we were going to cheer for 50 subscribers and 25,000 views, but because I posted a video of a fire that happened 3 houses down from mine, instead we are celebrating not 25,000 but 35,000 views.
That got an extra 10,000 views?
Yep.
What?
I know.
Because of a fire that happened a few houses down?
In 5 days, I've gotten 12,000 views on it.
You gotta profit from other people's misfortune. Well, just wow.
Yeah.
Well, hooray.
Hooray, the fire.
No, hooray for the views.
Cheering, screaming, stuff like that. Jeyo, you gonna jump in or you just... Jeyo?
Yes. I'm not quite sure how to react.
Are you gonna cheer? We have 35,000 views on the channel.
Well, the circumstances of the... Okay, sure, yeah, woohoo. But it's interesting that it would, get so many more views and subscribers because of a fire that happened a few houses down.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit odd.
Wow, just wow at the comments on that video.
Eyebrow raising.
Everyone just says they did a terrible job of putting out the fire, which it's arguable. Obviously, I couldn't see the inside of the garage, so there might have been fire in there that they were still trying to put out, but they really should have gotten around to putting out the fire on the top, because that really did some damage.
Yeah. Alright, well.
So,
Well,
anything else?
Nope, I don't think so. This has been our 12th episode of Infinite Inspiration Incorporated Facecast, and I was here with
Mesonak from the TTV podcast.
Jeyo from the Triple I podcast.
And we hope you enjoy your Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Bye.
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 Happy Thursday, too.